Hi everyone, I'm Henry from How to Become, and welcome to our next video on Australian police testing. This one is all about the state of New South Wales. Let's begin. First, a bit of background on the New South Wales Police. It was formed in 1862 after the passing of the Police Regulation Act, and it's the longest standing, and at the moment it's the largest police force in Australia. It merged with the New South Wales Police Department following the Police Act of 1990, which created the NSW police force we see today. It's got just under 17,000 staff with over 500 police stations, which means it serves nearly 7 million civilians over 801,000 square kilometres, which means it's one of the biggest police forces in the English-speaking world. Okay, so let's look at how the New South Wales Police Force tests its new recruits. The ACER exams for the written portion of the tests are as follows. Literacy tests, writing tests, verbal reasoning tests, and abstract reasoning tests. Okay, so the literary test. You may be given a sample spelling test, such as simple multiple choice questions like this. So if you're watching, please feel free to answer the questions along, and then we'll check the answers at the end. Okay, number 1, choose from the following 4 options. The same for number 2. Let's move on to number 3. And again, choose which of the 4 options is the correct spelling. Same with number 4. And also, please feel free to pause and go back in the video if you feel like you need some more time. But otherwise, let's move on to talking about the writing ability test. Okay, so this test, you'll be presented with a short description of events that will be taking place at the scene of a hypothetical crime or incident, and you'll often be asked to write up a full report to test your report writing skills, which is of course very important for a police officer. This will assess your ability to present information clearly, accurately, and concisely. To make it easier for you to get to grips with this test, I'll provide a link to our blog with a sample question and answer. So please do that now. Okay, so let's move on to verbal reasoning tests. And the aim of these are to check how well you take in written information, your understanding of grammar, spelling, and punctuation, your ability to choose between correct and false information, how well you understand the meaning of words, and your knowledge of different literary terminology. So as you can see, all very important skills for a police officer, as you'll have to deal with written information for a lot of your day. And now for some sample questions. Okay, so for this one, look at the relationship between the words colour and spectrum, and then out of the 4 options below, choose which pair of words has the most similar relationship that we see with the relationship between the words colour and spectrum. So is it A, verse and rhyme, B, waves and sound, C, tone and scale, or D, nature and atmosphere? So again, write down your answers. Question 2. So look at the prefix of un and then the following 4 options and decide which of the 4 un cannot be paired with to create a word. Okay, now let's talk about the abstract reasoning test. Well, these non-verbal tests are used to test a person's ability to recognize shapes and patterns in their changing formations. This tests general intelligence and pattern identifying skills and require you to evaluate the rules surrounding the diagrams. And for example, you might be presented with a question like this. Work out which figure is a top-down 2D view of the 3D shape below. So A, B, C, or none of these, D. That's question 1. Let's look at question 2. Which option fits best in the missing square in order to complete the sequence? So look at the sequence from A to D and which of them would fit in where the question mark goes. A, B, C, or D. Okay, so let's go over the answers. The literary test, the spellings are as follows. Please check and mark your answers. The verbal reasoning test, the pair of words with the most similar relationship is waves and sound. And the word that the prefix un will not go with is capable. Of course, that word would be incapable rather than uncapable. And the abstract reasoning test, number 1 was A, and number 2 was D. So let me know how you got on if you would like to. Okay, but that's the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you learnt a lot about the New South Wales police tests. Now for even more information on this, please visit our website shown below and check out other videos in the series. Thanks for watching.